And we continue at 1:05 in the afternoon on the John Phillips Show. Mr. Randy Wiggs in Culver City.
Johnny, tell me if you've ever heard something like this. The longtime head of a San Francisco nonprofit who ran a city-sponsored homeless encampment during the pandemic faces 9 charges of embezzlement after misappropriating more than $2.5 million in public funds.
Surprise, surprise. If only someone had warned us that those organizations are shady. 800-222-5222 is the telephone number, 1-800-222-5222. It is our pleasure to welcome our next guest to the program. He is a columnist and the founder of The Recall of San Francisco District Attorney Chesa Boudin and host of the Really San Francisco podcast. You can get him online at richiegreenberg.org and follow him on X at Greenberg Nation. Richie Greenberg, welcome.
Hey, thank you so much for having me. How's California treating you today, John?
Well, the weather's fantastic, but I'm not so happy about letting that violent person out of jail today, or prison, I guess I should say.
Yeah,
I kind of frosted
I
my
agree.
cookies.
Yes, exactly. Wow, what a place to live! What a time to be alive here in California, huh? And in San Francisco and in Los Angeles with. You know, you've got reparations, and we've got Newsom, and we've got Swalwell, and we've got primaries coming up. Wow, what a time to be alive.
Just another totally normal day here in the insane asylum.
Yeah, that's right. So,
all right. Let's get to the reparations. You've been following that very closely in San Francisco. You've been covering it on your podcast and elsewhere. Give us an update on just exactly where that stands right now.
So since the last time I spoke with you about this, and nothing has changed in terms of the plan itself, the proposals, the eligibility. What did happen, though, is that they dusted off this plan after it's sitting around for a little over a year. The Board of Supervisors here, the 11 members, City Council, they dusted off the plan, off the shelf. Resurrected it so it's no longer dormant, and they voted unanimously to now create in City Hall a reparations fund, like a bank account, to now start putting money into that so that reparations can be funded, so that way they can be doled out, that they can use the money to open an office of reparations. And that specific action happened right before it was signed by the mayor here too, and that's a problem as well. Our new mayor has been in office for about a year, Mayor Daniel Lurie. He decided to sign on to that legislation. He could have vetoed it. He could have let it go ahead and be enacted without his signature, but he signed it right before Christmas Eve on December 23rd, a couple of months ago. And what that did is that then there was a few of us legal hawks, watchdogs, organizations, especially one down in San Diego area, Pacific Legal Foundation. We all came together and launched a lawsuit. So not only am I a person who has commented on this for quite a while, but I'm actually a plaintiff now. So I am, along with another, I'm a taxpayer, San Francisco taxpayer resident of the city, along with another individual, and the CFERS, California, the Foundation for Equal Rights. All of us are now being represented by Pacific Legal, and a lawsuit was filed here in San Francisco because this is specific lawsuit against the San Francisco city government and the San Francisco version of a reparations plan. And you've probably heard that there's others around the country. There's also a there was an idea to launch one statewide, but this is specifically for San Francisco.
It seems like this is one of these issues where the advocates really don't want a resolution, where they want to have this issue to run on or to promise, dangle in front of people. as motivation to support their candidacy for various offices. They know it's not really doable. They know that you can't do reparations the way that people think about them when you float the idea in the public domain, but they just want to keep studying it, or they want to create commissions, or they want to find ways to keep it going, but they never intend on having a resolution. It's almost like the bullet train. It's a jobs program. It's a way to put people on fancy boards and to send them to really nice, different international junkets and those sorts of things. But there's no pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. There's no working train.
Well, I'm not so sure about that, because this opening of a reparations funding, this is what allows either taxpayers' money, if there is any. I mean, here in San Francisco, we're now facing a $1 billion budget deficit. But the specific terms of the opening of this fund is that they will accept not only taxpayers' money, city coffers' money, but private donations as well. And that's one of the basis of the lawsuit, is saying that you have these big corporations, or you've got beneficial individuals and family foundations that can donate to this fund. I assume there'd be a tax write-off if they did that to a certain extent. But it's going to take city employees. It's going to take a specially set up bureaucracy to administer it. And that's a problem there. But what also should be focused on is, as you were saying, this is not only a $5 million one-time lump sum distribution to the Black eligible individuals, but it would be a constant ongoing thing as well. And that's what would cause a untold, you can't even quantify how long it would go for, because it's not something that is one time. You have housing reforms, there's employment certification priorities, there's Black business hubs, and the plan to create Afrocentric K-12 mandatory Black history curriculum in the school district, Black banks with alternate credit scores and delinking from FICO and check systems, Black healthcare, and just on and on and on. There's a whole long list. And so that's not really feasible. As you said, this is more than just a one-time lump sum distribution. And by them saying, yes, we can do that, that, as also you said, is what would get these politicians and other civic leaders in favor with a specific group, until the next aggrieved group comes forward and say that they want reparations as well.
So this is going to turn into a phony baloney homeless services group, where politically favored groups, they could go ahead and get their hand in the till and take what they believe belongs to them. And if you're not politically connected, you get left out of it.
Yeah, well, that's exactly what it would seem like once the initial the plan gets kicked off. And yeah, I could see that happening with all these different groups that would all say that we want to duplicate this. It would be a template for similar kind of aggrieved groups to go ahead and forward and now demand what they want. And also, from something that we've noticed, is there's the potential for distribution of funds would be via certain vehicles that would charge a processing fee. So now other individuals will be making money off of the actual distributions of checks or bank transfers. We caught that being done with the reparations committee here a couple of years ago. The committee, the 15 individual people who worked on creating the plan itself, were paid $25,000 each for their 2 years of work, and it was distributed through a third-party nonprofit, and that nonprofit took some funds as well, just to distribute the money to them.
We're speaking with Richie Greenberg, host of the Really San Francisco podcast. Let's shift gears here and talk about the gubernatorial race for a second, because Eric Swalwell, who is a congressman from the East Bay, Northern California, is currently polling better than the other Democrats in the race. He's not polling in first place, And in some polls, he's not even polling in second place, but he's doing better than Katie Porter and Tom Steyer and Antonio Villaraigosa and the rest. It seems like many of the Democrats in the race seem to be okay with that for now. Michael Trujillo, who is a Democratic strategist who's been affiliated with Antonio Villaraigosa in the past, put out a tweet that he has since taken down, so I can't read it for you. But the tweet said something like, Eric Swalwell has 1,000,001 skeletons that Democratic strategists and other members of Congress all know about. At some point, these are going to come out, and this guy is going to be toast. Do you have any idea at all what that was in reference to? And do you believe that the other Democrats believe that Eric Swalwell is an extremely flawed frontrunner right now?
Well, it's interesting because I've talked to many friends and associates all up and down the coast here in California, and I find it split where you've got some Democrats that are all for Swalwell, pushing him forward and want him to be the governor, versus others, not only Democrats now, but independents that say, as you said, that there's just way too many skeletons in his closet. Now, this past weekend up here in San Francisco was the California Democratic Party convention, and so this is where the delegates met to give their blessing to figure who they're going to endorse in various races, including the governorship. Swalwell himself, he received the highest support from all the delegates, but still didn't reach the threshold to get the endorsement. He needed 60%, he got 24%. So you could see there that even among the delegates, there's some hesitation. And even if he received a dual endorsement from the California Police Chiefs Association with Chad Bianco, Republican, still there is hesitation. And you could see, you could palpate, you could feel that there's too many challenges that are out there with him and his past and his present that would potentially sink his campaign.
Right now, there is pressure that's being put on some of the candidates who are in single digits to drop out of the race. So that way, other Democrats will do better and, in theory, leapfrog the two Republican candidates. So maybe you end up with two Democrats on the November ballot, but you at least end up with one Democrat on the November ballot. We know some of these people who they're referring to are Betty Yee, the former controller, Tony Thurman, the state superintendent of public instruction, Antonio Villaraigosa, the former mayor of Los Angeles, Ian Calderon, the former assemblyman from Whittier, and Javier Becerra, the former secretary of Health and Human Services. Is there any indication at all that any of these candidates plan on dropping out anytime soon?
Not at the moment, no. I'm continuously scouring the social media, Twitter and elsewhere. I don't see any indication at all. And you have individuals like Tom Steyer, right? Tom Steyer has consistently polled less than 10% from the day that he launched. Right now, he's hovering around 8%, 9%, depending. And I've seen it, depending on the poll, even lower than that, even 4 or 5%. Yet, as I hope you have seen some of his absolutely screw loose TV and social media advertisements that he's put on there, spending millions and tens of millions of his own money on these really wacky commercial ads. It's not helping him look any better. And just because he has a little bit more name recognition because he ran for president a few years ago, but what he's proposing and his personality is very, very off-putting. Also, you have the Matt Mann from San Jose, the mayor. I'm surprised that he's not polling higher. There was all of this speculation that you'd have Silicon Valley backing him, and it just doesn't seem to be panning out.
And finally, California Governor Gavin Newsom is traveling around the country trying to sell his book. He recently went in front of a largely black audience in the South, and he tried to bond with them by saying that he had a very low SAT score and that he could barely read. certainly that went off like a lead balloon, where you had Tavis Smiley, who was openly critical this morning. Cornel West was on with Tavis Smiley, who was saying that is an indication that Gavin is a white supremacist. What do you make of him trying to bond with black audiences in the South that way? And do you think it's going to cost him?
Well, yes. It was really one heck of a screw up, a major gaffe on his part. And a lot of this kind of humor, self-deprecating humor, you really have to read the room. And speaking of reading, we know that he has a difficulty in doing that, not to put him down, but he didn't read the room properly. When I hear and heard that he says I'm a 960 SAT guy, I wonder if he actually meant a 690 SAT, because with messing up politics, So condescending, yeah, we hear it now over these last few days since it happened, since his statement. Patronizing, bigotry of low expectations is what is being levied at him. But this is just adding to this whole, where he says, I'm one of you, I'm like you, I don't do great on SAT scores. Now that's added to another narrative out here, either nationally or in California, that a lot of voters, they just can't get an ID. They don't know where they'll get an ID to be able to vote. So you can throw that on there as well, saying, are you insinuating that these individuals are incapable of figuring out how to get a birth certificate or something to be able to vote to get an ID to vote? I don't know if it's really racist or not. It could be interpreted in a way, but this is just not good for him, especially the video of him saying that garnering tens of millions of views on social media.
Richie Greenberg, columnist, founder of The Recall of District Attorney Chesa Boudin, and host of the Really San Francisco podcast. You can get him online at richiegreenberg.org and follow him on X at Greenberg Nation. Richie Greenberg, thanks so much for stopping by.
Thanks, John. My pleasure.
800-222-5222 is the telephone number, 1-800-222-5222. If you'd like to email the show, you can do so at johnnydon'tlikeshow@gmail.com. That's johnnydon'tlikeshow@gmail.com. And if you'd like to listen to us over the weekend on the radio and you happen to be in the Central Valley, Randy, that's easy to do.
See, we're here live every single day from noon to 3 in Southern California on 790 KABC and Northern California on 810 KSFO. But what are we doing for the Central Valley? I'll tell you what we're doing for the Central Valley. Every Saturday at noon, you can hear a special packaged version of the Fix California Hour replay at noon. You can listen to it on the big KMJ, covering the whole Central Valley. That is a massive station, and we're so happy to be on it. You can get it if you're driving through the Central Valley on 580 on the AM dial, 105.9 FM, or you can stream it at kmjnow.com. That's kmjnow.com.
Coming up later on in the program, we're going to get an update on all the chaos going on right now in Mexico with the cartels going to war with the Mexican government after the drug kingpin was assassinated by the Mexican government. Also, Susan Crabtree joins us. She was the journalist who reached out to Gavin Newsom's office. She was working on a story and was trying to find out information about Gavin Newsom's dyslexia diagnosis. And one of Newsom's spokesmen told her to F off. She's going to be here to tell that story coming up in moments. But first, we're going to open up the California Crime Blotter. And Randy, today is a very lucky day.
It is an Ed Lascos classic.
How crazy is that?
There is Ed Lascos stories, but this is one where Ed Lascos is in fine form.
They should think again.
800-222-5222 is the telephone number, 1-800-222-5222. And right now it's time to open up the California Crime Blotter.
It's happened yet again.
It's Wild Wild West out here.
It's the California Crime Blotter with John
And Randy.
And we promised you an Ed Lascos report, and we are going to deliver.
Enough already.
Without further ado, I present to you, the listening audience of the John Phillips Show, Ed Laskos covering an ice cream shop burglary.
What could you possibly get out of an ice cream shop?
Let's find out. Here is Fox 11 News in Los Angeles.
Burglary suspect had a busy night breaking into 2 businesses in Hollywood. But police caught their suspect, but not until the sidewalks were littered with broken glass. Let's go live to Fox 11's Ed Laskos with more details tonight. Ed?
By the way, let me just give you a little preview of what my life is like. As I load all of these videos into my YouTube playlist to listen to on my morning walk, as soon as I hear Marla say, let's go to Fox 11's Ed Laskos, I start going, yay.
You know what's funny? That's where your mind goes. And now all I can think about is hitting the Baskin & Robbins tonight.
You're that suggestible, huh?
Oh, yes.
Marla, you mentioned the sidewalk, and that's how LAPD catches this guy. They spot on the sidewalk over at Hollywood and Highland, walking down the Hollywood Walk of Fame over the stars on the sidewalk, and he's carrying one of those stolen cash register drawers right under his arm. So
I never understand why they steal the whole cash register.
Yeah, wouldn't it be easier to just take the contents?
Maybe they can't unlock it, but that's what you bring the sledgehammer for. But they steal these things and then they throw them on the ground. But there's nowhere on eBay that you can sell a stolen cash register that I know of.
No.
One of those stolen cash register drawers right under his arm. So they grab him, cuff him, stuff him. He's under arrest. But
cuff him and stuff him. I love Ed.
Hey, he could be mayor of L.A.
You bet it's frustrating. Grab him, cuff him, stuff him. He's under arrest. But all of this after not one but 2 businesses are hit here in Hollywood, and all within a matter of minutes. Watch. The damaging fallout after the latest series of break-ins, this time Hollywood and an ice cream shop of all places.
Nobody does it better.
After the latest series of break-ins, this time Hollywood and an ice cream shop of all places.
They broke into our ice cream shops. We don't own a jewelry. This is an ice cream shop.
Ice cream.
Ice cream. I mean...
He means the last place you'd ever expect, right? But check the security video. There he is, wearing a black hoodie, breaking through a window and right into Mashti Malone's ice cream shop here on La Brea. He runs out with a cash register, but there is no money in it. It's empty. So he comes back again, and not for a double scoop of Rocky Road.
Ed's making my day right now.
Well, maybe he's an alcoholic and he's trying to hit the rum raisin.
There is no...
By the way, he already commits the burglary, but he's such an idiot, he thinks there's cash in the cash register. Who is doing that in 2026?
A guy who decides as an adult it's a good idea to rob an ice cream parlor.
There is no money in it. It's empty. So he comes back again, and not for a double scoop of Rocky Road.
All over the store. He broke one of the storage doors in the back.
All that ice cream's going to melt.
Well, it sounds like this guy has a nasty temper.
He was very desperate, in a hurry, and then he somehow found the cash tray.
The crime spree continues. Less than an hour later, less than a mile away, the Gold Nail Bar here on Highland is hit. Same M.O. Plywood now covering up the smashed-out window. The cash register here stolen, taken right past this high-tech security system.
Thank you for shopping 7-Eleven.
Of course, you can't do a crime story without 7-Eleven making an appearance.
For your safety, the parking lot is being video recorded.
They don't need any of the video. Why? Well, you won't believe it. LAPD spots that guy in his black hoodie walking down Hollywood and Highland with that stolen cash register right under his arm.
So this idiot is walking away from the scene of the crime with the cash register under his arm like it's a sack of groceries.
I know there are a lot of brazen crimes that are out there, but if you're that open about it and the LAPD just happens to be driving, you might get spotted.
And it sounds like it was this guy's lucky day.
As for the ice cream parlor, it's not the first time they've been hit here. Maybe even adding a new flavor now, a chocolate crunch for creeps.
It's not even a pun. It's just an Ed Lasco special.
Even adding a new flavor now, a chocolate crunch for creeps.
We have 3 locations, and altogether, this is the 7th time in the past 2 years.
In 2 years, this guy with his 3 ice cream shop locations has been robbed 7 times.
But you know, Randy, if you were smart enough, you'd understand statistics and you would know that crime is actually in free fall in Los Angeles.
Once again, let's all give it up for the man, the myth, the legend, the best that was ever to do it, Ed Lascos.
And it's on like Donkey Kong.
All right, it's time to reopen the blotter.
It's happened yet again.
I see. Time for the California Crime Blotter.
And Randy, this one takes us to Long Beach.
Long Beach, in downtown Long Beach, a nonprofit put together a community garden where people can go and forget about their worries and their cares and just concentrate on farming. Well, the farm got all its tools stolen.
Uh-oh.
For more, here's CBS LA.
A small urban farm in downtown Long Beach is dealing with a series of burglaries. Thieves have stolen thousands of dollars worth of tools and supplies from sowing seeds of change. CBS LA's Elise Martinez shows us how it's impacting the nonprofit's work with young adults with disabilities.
Sometimes I'll be mad, and when I jump into this farm, I'm very happy. I'm very supportive here.
I bet she's real mad now.
They stole a bunch of rakes from disabled farmers?
Yes.
Sine Fisher feels right at home at this urban garden in downtown Long Beach. Fisher is part of Sowing Seeds of Change, a free program for foster youth and young adults with disabilities.
This is who we're stealing from. I guess we don't discriminate in California.
If you're a bad guy, if you're a burglar, and that's what you do for a living, and you decide one day that you're going to go out and steal from a bunch of handicapped farmers, do you feel good about yourself at the end of the day?
Lindsay Smith is the nonprofit's...
Well, you're probably high on meth, so you don't feel anything.
That's true.
Lindsay Smith is the nonprofit's executive director. Lately, she's been spending more time mending the fence than tending the farm.
We're teaching these kids a real life lesson.
Well, hey, farming's the way to go in 2026. You know what farmers always say, Randy?
What's that?
Early to bed, early to rise makes a man healthy, wealthy, and wise.
Just in the past 2 months, we've been broken into 4 times.
How's Long Beach going, Rex Richardson?
Oh, it's not even the foxes that are breaking into the hen house.
Just in the past 2 months, we've been broken into 4 times. We have to spend a lot of our program time repairing fences and barricading holes and trying to recover and figure out what was taken.
Thieves have repeatedly cut through the fence, stealing thousands of dollars worth of power and gardening tools, ladders, and supplies from their storage container. Smith says the farm's location leaves them vulnerable.
We're right next to the LA River. We're right next.
Oh, no.
I would imagine that some of these tools are specialized for, I don't know, people in wheelchairs and the like. I bet you it costs a fortune to replace them.
We're right next to the LA River. We're right next to the freeway on and off ramp. We're really isolated here. We don't have any neighbors. We've had a lot of issues with encampments.
The city owns...
This is why most farms are in the ag country and not in the middle of downtown Long Beach.
Yeah. I don't remember American Gothic posing in front of, I don't know, the aquarium.
We've had a lot of issues with encampments.
The city owns the property but isn't responsible for the security, and the grants that fund the program won't cover the costs.
So they're sitting ducks.
Pretty much.
There's just no way that we have funding to replace the fence, and that's what the city's suggested that we do. I think it's really unfair that we're constantly taking on the burden.
You just have to change what this nonprofit is about. It's not about gardening anymore. It's about fence building.
It's amazing that the world has come to this, isn't it?
This is where we live for now.
And while we were filming...
Get on Zillow real quick. Those homes in Santa Fe are starting to look real nice.
I wonder if those handicapped kids were the ones that grew the carrots that Katie Porter was destroying.
And while we were filming, someone tried to break in as the group ate lunch.
Oh, my God.
There are certain parts of downtown Long Beach that are some of the most beautiful parts of the entire county. But then there's also this.
And they're doing it with news cameras there.
One of the volunteers scared them off. Police responded, but...
You know what they need in this farm? Some scarecrows.
I don't know if that would do it.
Police responded, but no one was arrested.
It's created a really devastating working environment because we never know when we're going to come into a crime scene.
All to grow eggplant.
Isn't this supposed to be like a stress reliever for the kids?
Yeah, it sounds real peaceful, doesn't it?
It really makes me frustrated. I don't know how much longer I can feel very patient because it's ruining our time of learning and helping people, be fed.
In Long Beach, Elise Martinez, CBS LA.
There you go. The community garden in downtown Long Beach that keeps getting broken into as people steal the tools from the little kids.
And what do the kids learn? You can't trust anyone. Crackheads will steal literally anything, and their nerves are shot. But right now, it's time to reopen the California Crime Blotter.
It's happened yet again.
I see. Time for the California Crime Blotter.
And Randy, this edition takes us to a gas station in Lakewood.
Now, I don't have any confirmation on this, but it's very possible that the story we're about to tell you about a carjacking attempt in Lakewood at a Chevron station is the same Chevron station in Lakewood where this drop came from.
If the cashier is dummy.
I'm not sure, but I'm kind of sure.
Okay, let me ask Grok right now. You say it's a Chevron.
Grok's not going to know this. Elon's not that good.
How many Chevron gas stations are in Lakewood? Now it's going to be Lakewood, Colorado or something. I forgot to put California.
Don't trust Grok to do your show prep, kids. For more on the attempted carjacking in Lakewood, here's Fox 11 News.
Disturbing video from a Lakewood gas station. A woman is pumping gas when a shirtless man tries to carjack her vehicle while her baby is inside the car.
Oh, boy.
There's two. One on East Carson Street and one on Lakewood Boulevard.
I think this is the one on Lakewood Boulevard, and I think this one was on Lakewood Boulevard.
If the cashier is dummy.
Could be.
Fox 7's Haley Winslow joins us now live from Lakewood with the harrowing ordeal there. Haley.
Susan, the Sheriff's Department just released new details about this attack because it has really taken off on social media. It happened at pump number 8 a couple of weeks ago, and this is not the first incident of its kind.
Holy cow!
That sounds like a horror movie.
The video's quickly going viral. A mother screams in terror for her baby during an assault and attempted carjacking. Shirtless and armed with a metal pipe, the criminal calmly...
Just, shirtless dudes with metal pipes roaming around the gas station. I'll tell you, one of the best things at owning an electric car is not having to go to a gas station and be a sitting duck.
I purposely get my gas at 5 or 6 in the morning because I know the crackheads aren't up and about then.
Calmly puts the gas nozzle back on the pump, then jumps into the driver's seat. The woman pounds on the window, begging for her baby trapped inside.
That's traumatizing for her and the baby. I want to know what to do.
It happens February 9th, just as it gets dark at the Chevron across from the Long Beach Town Center in Lakewood.
I got kids, so it's not a good thing. I live in the area, and this gas station is known for homeless activity and...
You don't say.
Well, that gas station is also known for a certain drop of the year.
If the cashier is dummy.
And if you are newer to this show, If you don't know what that drop is from, it is from what I think is the same gas station where people were driving up to the gas station in a work truck and stealing the gasoline from the wells. And the owner did an interview with Ed Laskos on Fox 11 and said the cashiers didn't notice because
if the cashier is dummy.
And that was the first ever drop of the year from this program.
In the area, and this gas station is known for like homeless activity and just kind of general messes. There's always a lot of sheriff's department activity and stuff like that in the area.
How do you got the babe backed up?
Thankfully, the mother's keys were not inside, so he couldn't drive off.
I'll tell you, with all the chaos going on at that gas station, if I lived in that neighborhood, I just might buy a Tesla.
Instead, Good Samaritans jump in and help save the baby as the man runs away. LASD's Lakewood station catch him within a couple hours, identifying him as a known troublemaker in the area. And he's not the only one. Damage still visible on David Espin's car from a similar attack by a different man at another gas station just down the street, also caught on camera.
Don't get your gas in Lakewood, kids.
Yeah, cross the border, go into Seal Beach, go into Huntington Beach, go into Los Alamitos. Don't do it in Lakewood.
He took a metal pipe and whacked my car window, and there's damage.
So we have multiple different dudes from homeless encampments in Lakewood that attack people with metal pipes while they're trying to pump their gas.
What do you even do if a crazy person attacks your car with a metal pipe? I guess you have to file a police report and then turn that over to your insurance.
And there's damage. I had to do an insurance claim and all kinds of stuff about it.
Hey, you called it.
There you go.
Espin stops recording only to call 911, and detectives quickly arrest him. Do you have your keys in your pocket right now?
No.
Are they in the car?
Yeah.
Do you worry about somebody jumping in and driving off?
No, because I have fast instincts.
Do you ever think about that happening when you're getting gas? Deputies say it only takes seconds. Keys out, eyes up, every time you pump.
That's the PSA for today, kids. Don't leave your keys in your car if you're getting your gas and you need to go get a Slurpee.
And if you rely on your cat-like instincts, you might end up screaming like that.
Detectives have identified the suspect as Ryan Campbell. And of course, there are so many comments on social media about this incident. One guy saying that this exact same guy attacked him last year just behind this gas station at In-N-Out Burger.
Not surprised at all. These people, because we do not have the proper consequences, commit these kinds of crimes over and over and over and over again. And how exactly was this better than keeping him in prison?
And they've all fried their brains on drugs. So if and when they're caught, no judge is going to put them in prison. They're going to say, oh, my God, have sympathy for this poor person. He has issues with addiction.
Reporting live in Lakewood, I'm Haley Winslow, Fox 11 News.
Haley, so what is the general safety tip when you pump gas?
Well, obviously have your keys on you. And, there's a lot of flack that this lady got because people thought that she had just kind of left her baby in the car and left her keys in the car. That was not the case. But of course, it is important to keep your keys on you and obviously just be aware of your surroundings at all times.
Don't get your gas pumped at night. Nobody should ever do that.
Not at that station.